The Dallas Mavericks are still on the hunt for a point guard, and with Kyrie Irving being out until late December, early January, we definitely do have players already on the roster that could fit that bill, but you could definitely upgrade at that position, and with free agency just around the corner, there will be plenty of point guards available either through free agency signing or trades that could definitely improve the Dallas Mavericks until Kyrie Irving returns. And one player that could make things very interesting is Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic, who at one point was looking like a sixth man of the year until things took a different turn in Orlando. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Cole Anthony. How well did he play last year? What could he bring to the Dallas Mavericks? And what would a trade look like to get Cole Anthony? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, as always, we're sitting at 20,850 subscribers. I got my own personal goal of hitting 22K by the end of the summer. That's only about 1,150 subs. I think we can definitely do that before November. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, and if you want to see me hit my goal of 22K, make sure you subscribe. But like I said, the Dallas Mavericks, we know we're getting Cooper Flagg with the #1 overall pick. That is abundantly clear. Last week on Monday during the NBA lottery, the impossible happened. With 1.8% chance of getting the #1 pick, the Mavericks defied all odds. Or if you're like most people, the Dallas Mavericks were gifted this #1 pick from Adam Silver himself. But with this pick being the #1 pick, it opens up a can of worms as far as what are we going to do with the other positions. And on this channel, we've talked a lot about PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford to an extent, as those are two players that have been listed in many different rumors of trades. But the one thing that has been made abundantly clear for the Dallas Mavericks is that we still need a point guard. And yes, we have point guards. I know we have Brandon Williams. We still have Jaden Hardy, and there's some people out there that definitely do think Jaden Hardy can fit the bill. We also have Dante Exum as well as Spencer Dinwiddie, who are currently not on contract, but we could definitely bring them back on a very cheap deal, because when we do sign Cooper Flagg to that rookie deal, that will push us into the second apron. So whoever we go out there and sign or trade for, you want to make sure the money works. And if we take a look right here, like I said, it was reported via Shams, the Mavericks will be pursuing a point guard, whether that's in the trade market or in free agency. Also adds that Kyrie could be targeting a return in January. So with all of this news of we need a point guard, we already have point guards, what does that look like? Let's take a look at the depth chart. Now, obviously, this has Kyrie Irving being injured. It puts Clay at the 1, Najee to the 2. Ignore that. But we do have Brandon Williams, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jaden Hardy, and Dante Exum. And a lot of people think that Brandon Williams is ready. Brandon Williams showed a lot of promises last season as players were just injured left and right. It looked like we were about to have to just forfeit games by the end of the season because of everybody being injured. And Brandon Williams was the one bright spot in the darkness of the second half of the season. And that's how he earned his 2-year contract and will be back next year. And although I do believe in Brandon Williams and I do think that he'll be great for us and can at least hold things down until Kyrie comes back, you still have to understand that we could still do better. There could still be a better option out there, and you don't want to just trust what you have. Don't even look at what's available. Don't even look at the possibilities. You have to do your due diligence. Nico Harrison will have to do his due diligence and make sure that we don't leave a good option on the table where someone else can take them. And that's where Cole Anthony comes into play. If we take a look right here from Lauren Gunn, she put out a very, very lengthy tweet. However, she did say that Jeff Schwartz, who is Cole Anthony's agent, should be looking at the Dallas Mavericks as Cole Anthony's next home. Anthony has 2 years remaining on his contract. Second year is a team option, making him essentially an expiring contract. His market value has significantly decreased after going from being the 6th man of the year discussion a few years ago to falling out of the rotation with the development of Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black. Cole Anthony is undersized compared to the aforementioned Suggs/Black and is known more for his ability to catch fire as a scorer as opposed to being the two-way playmaking prototype that Orlando favors. With Irving out for the first half of the season, Dallas can offer an opportunity for Anthony to regain his market value and earn the extension he desires. This upcoming season is absolutely crucial for a 25-year-old looking to solidify his spot in the era of the second apron. Anthony's defensive shortcomings would be well insulated by the size and versatility of Dallas' projected starting lineup. He's the type of player that could easily retreat to the bench upon Irving's return while maintaining his production on a smaller scale. The key for the Mavs' hunt for a guard is to identify guys that can produce to scale, no matter whether starting or coming off the bench. No reason he shouldn't get consistent minutes behind Kyrie that allows him to show his value and secure a spot moving forward. A real opportunity for the Mavericks to grab a young player who's shown he has room to grow and bring him in with the possibility of an extension going right into his prime. A lot has said Lauren Gunn, but I think she hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of pluses revolving around Cole Anthony that the Dallas Mavericks could definitely benefit from. He's on a pretty team-friendly deal. He's about to enter the second year of that deal, third year being a player option, which is pretty much an expiring contract, which would make it easier to trade, or if you want to extend him, go right ahead. He is 25 years old, that he fits that time frame of our younger players. He could easily come off the bench once when Kyrie Irving returns, which I think is absolutely crucial. A lot of the point guards out there that people want the Mavericks to go out and get are players that may not play that well when Kyrie Irving returns. And that makes things a little bit tricky. You need to find a player who can be a backup guard very well when Kyrie returns, but still good enough to be a starter until he returns. And how good was Cole Anthony last year? Let's take a look. Last year, Cole Anthony averaged 9.4 points, 3 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 0.5 blocks, 0.7 steals, 1.5 turnovers, and 2.3 fouls per game, while shooting 42% from the field and 35% from 3. Not too bad on the offense. Obviously, if you know Cole Anthony, like Lauren Gunn said, he can catch fire. He can be a heater. Big shots in big moments. He has shown that he can do that. Maybe not every single night, but he can definitely be a reliable player off the bench. And just the one thing that I know would probably be a knock against him is the 2.9 assists per game. The one thing that I think everybody can agree on is that the Dallas Mavericks need a playmaking guard. A lot of guards that people want are more scoring guards than playmaking. When we have PJ Washington, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, soon to be Cooper Flagg, and don't forget our bigs like Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively, all of them will benefit from a player that can create for others, as well as create for themselves, but a playmaking guard close to what Kyrie Irving is, close to what Luka Doncic was, but just a playmaking guard in general is exactly what we need. But unfortunately, if we cannot find that or find something better than what we already have in free agency over the summer, then why not just get another scoring guard? Like I said before, we have Brandon Williams. We know that he's good, that he can easily just handle things for right now, but you want to make sure you have backups. If the Dallas Mavericks are not going to bring back Dante Exum as well as Spencer Dinwiddie, then why not bring in Cole Anthony? But what would a Cole Anthony trade actually look like? Well, shout out to the homie TGK in our little group chat. He proposed this trade where we send out Caleb Martin, Jaden Hardy, and the 2030 second round pick. And in return, we get Cole Anthony and Corey Joseph. Now, I'm not too upset by this trade. I mean, Jaden Hardy, I think he could definitely benefit for playing on a younger team like Orlando. They are trying to make deep moves into the playoffs or deep runs to the playoffs. They lost in the first round this year to the Boston Celtics, although they did look really good. They have a lot of good young talent, and I think Jaden Hardy could definitely be that scorer for that team, as well as Caleb Martin. He provides good defense. He's somewhat of a veteran. He is older than probably the average player on the Magic, and in return, Cole Anthony as well as Corey Joseph, two guards that we could easily just have on the bench as collateral. With the results of last season with the injuries and the health of the team, it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of a surplus in the guard position, as right now, currently, we do have a surplus of bigs. We have a lot of forwards and a lot of centers, so why not load up in that position until Kyrie Irving returns? We could try to find one player to replace or at least hold things down until Kyrie returns, or we could get a few guards to just share those duties, to share that position so it feels like he's still there. And those options could make Jason Kidd's job just that much easier as a coach. But if we take a look at his salary, it isn't that bad. He's about to go into the second year of his contract. He's owed $13 million. Next year, he has a player option, followed by being an unrestricted free agent. So not that bad of a contract. Again, we do got to watch the money because of second apron. It's a lot of money moves, player moves, things that definitely need to happen. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think a scoring guard like Cole Anthony, who could just catch fire off the bench, whether he's starting or he is coming off the bench, you think that's the player we need? Or do you think there's another point guard that we should look at? Maybe Dennis Schroeder, Chris Paul, Ben Simmons? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We'd have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for being part of the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.